welcome back. That was fun. All right, so that was exciting. I've got another screen here where I'm trying to, I'll have the comments, so in quick fashion here. I apologize, stupid internet. This is all this technology that we have going on. Great. So we're back live. This is Trucking Answers Live again. Back live. One more time. We're going to try it. Yeah, back again. Thanks for coming back in. All right. Oh, I have an ad now. That's great. That should be turned off. Okay, I'll get those turned off in a moment. I don't run those on this. So there we go. All right. Now we are live. Okay, the diabetic thing. Yeah, that starts November 19th. The diabetic thing is November 19th. The law will change so that your doctor can fill a form out from the FMCSA. And when you go in to get your physical, you can go ahead and get a one-year physical, and that won't be any problem, supposedly, right? Who knows how smoothly that will go or whatever, but that's supposed to be the story starting November 19th. So if you don't need a physical before then and you're on insulin, go ahead and wait until after that. Get the form, have your physician fill it out that you are controlled, and that way you can go ahead and just get a one-year physical and not have to go through all this exemption and everything else, because I know that's a huge problem. Red Kodak, hello there. Thanks for coming in. Dustin, thank you for coming in the third week, right? It's my second time today, so that's good. I've seen Western Express posted many times. Boris, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. I try to do what I can. I'm only one person. We need everybody to do something to better the industry, so everybody can at least be professional and everything. Why don't I push LTL for new drivers? Look, I love LTL for new drivers, and home daily, most people don't want to do it or whatever. So, you know, a place like Yellow or Old Dominion, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. You can be home every day and make great money. You don't have to be gone anymore like it used to be. So absolutely right. Yeah. Southbound out of Cheyenne today, Chris. Wow, what's the weather? Is it snowing out there yet? Maybe not yet. Oscar, hello, Bakersfield, California. That's great. It's good to see everybody from all around the country and really around the world. If we get Timothy back in here. Once I got booted off, that kind of went out of there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I missed most of it too, Timothy. So we're both in the same boat today. No snow. Good. Good. That's coming though, right? Right. It's coming. It snowed here in Indiana in October before. So yeah, in Indiana you can make $100,000 coming out of the gate. Well, I wouldn't endorse that, but you can make excellent money. Let's put it that way, and be home often. Absolutely. So people that don't want to be gone, you know, should do that. Maldy, right? Thanks for coming in. Yes, we know Italy, exactly. What's the weather in Italy today anyways? LTL was good to me. They led me to getting my current package delivery job, right? Working local is... Look, people, you know, poo-poo this or put down local drivers. You can't do that, right? Everybody's out driving. There's a job for everybody. There's a job to be gone. There's a job to be home. Just like the song, right? Here I busted in a song again. But I mean, just because you're a local driver and you're home every day doesn't mean you're not a driver. Everybody drives. You know, we shouldn't be looking down on anybody. If they're out doing a job, making a living, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? You get a license, you can make a living. And when I started, you had to be gone, basically. You couldn't get a local job. Although my first job was local, if you want to call it that, you know, in a junkie or junk box, which I got out of pretty fast. But you know, now you can go and make excellent money and be home every day, or you can make good money and be gone all week. It just depends what you want. But absolutely right. Oh, so it's raining in Italy. Nice. What's the temperature in centigrade out there? Do I believe the intermodal will take over the industry in 2 years? No. No way. You can't deliver to a store from a train. There's always going to be trucks. And the more intermodal, J.B. Hunt has gotten into this, and Martin I see doing a lot of this out of Indianapolis. They got into that so that the drivers get home more and still can make money. Now, all this, I will say local jobs should pay by the hour for sure. I think all drivers should get paid hourly, but local drivers 100% ought to get paid by the hour, for sure. You're home every day and make $1,800 to $2,500 a week. Take home. Taking home $2,500 a week would be incredible. You'd have to, I take home 70% of my check. That'd be like a $3,700 check. So that must be an owner-operator. There's no way you could company drive. That'd be almost $200,000 a year. That'd be incredible. What's the latest on the ELD for the trucking industry? It's here to stay, Valentine. It is here to stay. Expect to see it forever. Forever. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What company? Yeah, you don't net $2,500 a week. That's just not happening as a company driver. As an owner operator, maybe. Company driver, I'm going to say no at that place. Intermodal at most places pay by the pull. When I did intermodal in Chicago, I used to go railroad to railroad. There's a bunch of railroads that meet in Chicago, and the container would need to go from one rail to the next rail because it had to go somewhere else. So go from the UP to BN or something like that. And so that paid per pull. That's how I used to get paid. And depending which one it was a big complicated thing. This one paid $12, this paid $9. Depends how far it was. So they had a different formula for each one. But that's how it paid then. And this is the 90s. So you're saying it still pays by pull? As long as it pays enough, that's worth it. I didn't deliver any of those loads to customers, though. I delivered only to another railroad. So I just picked it up and then dropped it off somewhere else. I didn't have to take the trailer anywhere. It was just going to another rail. Okay, Swift get paid $14.05 and $40 hookup company. Okay, yeah, an owner-operator, that's understandable. $14.05 and $40. It depends how many you do a day, right? It depends, but that's going to get you home. Everything can't be about the money. There's other things that are more important than money in life, believe it or not. Do I know anything about Britain? No, I wrote to Britain twice now, and I called them once, no answer, a couple times really, and I wrote to them and no response. So I don't know, maybe they closed. If they're out there, tell them to call me up. On their website, the little information they have sounded great, but then I can't get a hold of anybody. I would hate to have to book a load with them if I was like a shipper. There's one company where you can get $2,500 net. Yeah, I'd love to hear about that. Let's talk to them. $2,500 net is way in the high 3,000s as a company driver. That'd be impossible. Or I haven't heard of it. Let's put it that way. Nothing's impossible. How much is fair pay for a driver paid by the hour? It depends where you live, Edgar, I guess, and how much you need. Over 20. Certainly over 20, 25, I think, to get started. Plus overtime. Drivers should get overtime. They don't all the time, but I think they should. ELD, welcome to 1984. Yeah, but the ELD didn't change the law. So the law is still the same. That's what I said in a previous video as well. None of the laws changed, so the ELD didn't affect anybody because everybody was already running legal, right? Right? Which, yeah, night or prime, both. Probably has to work both to make that kind of money. You ran 3778 paid miles. That's excellent. I've been thinking about this ShipX. Can you run 15,000 miles a month? People have said you can't do that. You actually can. I'll show on the board how to do that, but it is possible if you stayed out all month to do 15,000 miles, so legally. So 3778 paid miles is going to be a big check. So you can take us all out to dinner. Dinner is on you this week. You think OTR new driver pay per hour should be 20 to 30? Yeah. 40 to 50. What I'm trying to be is realistic. Okay, if I say $50 an hour, nobody's paying $50 an hour. So I'm trying to be more realistic of what somebody's actually going to get if they go out to try to get a job. Nobody's going to get $50 an hour. They just aren't. Are any good companies looking to hire a driver out of the industry? Yeah, everybody. You have a clean CDL. Yeah, they're going to put you in training, though. They're going to put you still back in training. Any company that does training will hire you. So, like if you want to be LTL again, we can go to Yellow. They have a training program. If you want to be gone, any of the companies that are be gone will take you for sure. You're quite welcome. S7, thank you for coming in. Just me doing this is nothing. If nobody comes in, it's just me talking. So I appreciate everybody taking your time out of your day, right, to come in and to come here. That's always more important to me, right? I appreciate it. You do 4,000 miles a week legal. Yes. Keep yourself out of traffic jams and rush hour. It is possible to do. You need a company that will also do it. Your company's got to be cooperative, meaning you can't be unloading every 4 hours. You need loads that will allow it. That's why I liked ShipX with a 1,400 mile length of haul. So we have a long load. We don't have to keep stopping every day to be unloaded. So that kind of miles is possible. It's possible. OTR starting pay a joke. LTL starts you at 57 to 61. Yeah, but OTR, there are companies that are starting in the low 50s OTR as well to be gone. So it's getting close. And right now, Old Dominion here, because we were talking this like a week ago, so I called him, 62.3 cents in Indianapolis to start a mile for night line haul. So not bad. Oh, thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. Post that around social media. Huh. Can three drivers team together? You know, I've heard of people teaming three in a truck. It's crazy. You know, you could all rotate through. You wouldn't get 10 hours off, though. In the sleep, so two, you'd get 10 hours, and the third person drives, and then you could park. It wouldn't make any sense. You wouldn't make enough extra money with the third person because two of you can just run the truck. So it wouldn't make any sense. And I don't know, three in a truck? Holy mackerel. It's like three on a match, right? Thanks, J Flo. I appreciate that. Salt Lake City load drops around Atlanta. Pick up there, right, and run back to Salt Lake City. So you have a long load. You don't have to stop every day to get unloaded. That's the most important part if you're going to put down some miles. We can't be doing these places that have a short length of haul, like a 300-mile length of haul. You're not going to get any miles. That's not going to do you any good. Yes, exactly, Timothy. That's correct. Okay, that's your work, Old Dominion. Yeah, you know, that's probably one of the most excellent place. What am I? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, right? In Indianapolis, they have excellent pay. Excellent pay. Meta Schneider trainer with two students. I heard from a number of people about England as well that trainers there take two students with them at a time, and I heard that from several people, which I find crazy. But I guess if you just have those two drive, the trainer could theoretically just be up all the time and sleep whenever they want to if they're just logging on duty and never driving. I don't like it. Look, I don't like it. It's crazy to do. It's crazy for the company to do, to think like that's a good idea. That's them maximizing their profit at your expense, for sure. Yeah, did I answer the diabetic form question? Yeah, you know, starting November 19th, you're going to be able to take this form, go to your doctor, have them fill it out that you've been controlled if you're taking injectable insulin, right, for 90 days, right, 3 months, and then he fills it out and verifies that. And then you take that into your physical to the medical examiner, the CME as they call it, and they're supposed to give you a 1-year physical at that point. So, and then you go back every year. You'll have to do this every year. You'll have to go, and you have special eye exams you have to take as well. But you'll be able to get a 1-year physical every year. Now, whether they do it right November 19th, you know how that goes. They probably, we don't know anything about it. But that, look it up in the FMCSA website, November 19th, it goes into effect. You met a Schneider trailer with two students. Yeah, absolutely. So after England and people writing in, I totally believe it. Right. You've seen three in the truck, but in the food service industry, is that so they can all unload the truck in those 3 side doors? You're at 98,000 paid miles for the year. Man, you are rolling it. 1st of October, you'll be cruising in money. I think younger drivers see long hauls boring. It kind of is boring, really, right? Depending what you're doing. You've taken 2 full weeks off this year. That's more than me. In England, CDL costs 9,000 sterling. Nice. 9,000. Yeah, what is that? About 12,000 bucks US. That's expensive, but they get paid properly there, right? Hourly. So GBP translated pound, right? 9,000 is 12, 11 something, I think. I trained as a team with Schneider. I hated the trainer and the other driver. Yeah, I can't see. This cannot be good. How all 3 of you keep your stuff in there? And do you... Oh, what about the shower? Okay, what about... Now, that's a real team shower when the 3 of you go in there. We want a shower. It's like almost the village people going in there. Oh, thanks, Blah. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming in. But you go in... How do you get a shower? Who pays for the third person shower? Or do you just rotate? Or how does that work? Who's been 3 to a truck before? It's crazy. Because they only give you 2 showers on a team. Can you go into the Loves and explain to them, hey, I got a third person here. Can we all, can we get 3 bars of soap or something? I don't know. Yeah, Timothy, I agree with that, right? In England, 11 something for school, you're saying. But then you're going to get paid by the hour, right? You're not going to have to worry about all this other goofy stuff. You're going to get hourly pay and not have to be concerned with it. So, or I think some of it is salary, but it's mostly hourly. And they have a limit, very much a limit on stuff like that. Starting to see clogged roads over there. Yeah, it's a mess. So we won't be moving there probably. What are some good broker apps? Yeah, as a company driver, so this is one question I can't answer, right? I'm not, I can't get that. There might be some owner-operators on here that could tell you what some good broker apps. I don't do anything with that. If you haul cars, You could go over to Auto Transport Intel tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central and ask Jay that. He's the car hauling dispatcher. And so he does a live show at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. I'm always in the comments there watching the show. I think it's fascinating. He has a lot of owner-operators that come on. It's like mostly owner-operators in that business. And they know a lot more about brokers than me, for sure. Because I don't really know anything about them. If a company does a hair follicle test and a driver doesn't pass, can the DOT suspend the CDL? I don't know that they've passed the hair follicle as being a legitimate test at as for the DOT drug test yet. I'll write that down and look that up, right? I thought that the urine test was the only thing the DOT would accept, but the hair follicle was something companies did to have better, information about you to go back farther. But I think the DOT still, because when you go and take your random, they don't pluck any hair, right? It's always a urine test because that's the official DOT test. So I think that it's urine test, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And YouTube will probably block me for saying urine on there. You had D-Boy611. Thanks for coming in today. Had 2 in a truck for household goods, but you stayed at a hotel. But you all stayed in the same room, right? I mean, it's just bro time, right? Just broing your way through the hotel. But you need those three. You're unloading the truck, too. It's not like you're all in the training. You're all working during the day. You all sweaty guys, 3 in a hotel, nice. Tesla needs car haulers, nice. Tesla, if you're out in the West Coast, I guess, you can go haul a Tesla around if you want to. Unplug them when you put them in there. Oh, Ida probably does have good suggestions. Of all people, you should join. Everyone should join as well. Oh, okay. Thanks, Blob. Appreciate you coming in. Hit the road. Get back on the road and make some money. You can come in next week, and there's videos all week, of course. And be sure to email me if you have any questions about anything or just a comment like somebody commented this week. Put your glasses on when you're inside. You're ugly. So whatever you want to write in is okay with me. You're at 108,000 miles this year in your truck. Man, I've been in the shop for 6 weeks. Crap. What are they, rebuilding the truck? They can have you out. I've seen the sign at the Freightliner. Rebuild in a week. They rebuild the engine in a week. Only the ones who do drugs but the drug test. Well, some people, I had somebody write in. I thought that too, but I had somebody write in that had alopecia and they don't have hair because of a medical condition. So then they don't have hair, so they were just wondering about the hair follicle testing. So that could be the problem too. You're getting out of the Army and you'll have your CDL in a week. Yeah, all of them. If you're going to be, you got this week to call them all and determine what is going to be best for you. Will they get you home? Will they pay you, to be for all your time? That kind of thing. What is important to you? Do you want to be home? Do you have a family? You should be home. Go work at Old Dominion or Yellow. Something like that. If a company forces a driver to falsify an e-log, can the driver sue the company? Well, no. No one can force you to do that. How do you falsify an e-log? I mean, like if we go over, you just go over, right? And it just shows it on there. There's no way for me to falsify it. I can't edit it, back or anything like that because it's a violation. So there's some of them allow you to go in violation. But no, I wouldn't violate the e-log, okay? And any place that would ask you to do is immediate quitting, right? We're out of there. No company should ask or make you to run illegal, for sure. Everybody can agree with that. I know drivers are running over, that's one thing, but there's no reason for them to ask you to do it. You trained at Schneider and got a hotel every night. One student in a truck, and wow. Huh. Should companies pay sick pay? They should, but they don't. They tell you not to come in. Oh, you're sick? Don't come in. Why don't you stay home? Do you pay me? No. Okay, nice. That's why people drive sick. You're on the road, I'm too sick to drive. Oh, well, we'll take your load, and then you just sit there and we'll fire you. Should they pay? Yes. I have heard very few places that pay it. Do I like running New England? No. Of course not. No one does, and no one wants to live there. No, it's horrible. The traffic, look, and people say, oh, you're not a driver till you go there. I've been in New York City and that's crazy. If you never go there, that doesn't mean you're not a driver. It's ridiculous. The traffic, trying to back in his little streets and that, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's just ridiculous. It's not set up for the gigantic trucks that we drive today. I think that all major cities, not just New York City, should have drop lots outside the city. And then you drop in the drop lot, and from there, a local driver takes it in and delivers it. Every major city should do that. And the road driver can pick it up at that lot and take off with it, wherever another trailer is going that they brought out. Yeah, rebuild. I'm saying it. They're rebuilding your engine. You're getting all new parts, right? 3 weeks was rebuild. Wow. The other 3 was diagnosed. Usually they yank it and put a new one in. That's what the sign said anyway. Where I remember seeing that. Even though that's what the dash that was wrong. Oh, the mechanics never listen. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. Why does the mechanic listen to you? Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just a driver. What do you know? There's e-logs that use a USB. So when you run out of hours, they put a different USB in. Okay, you can't do that. That's like running a paper log. It's illegal. That's not. You're not keeping good track of your hours. You know, you're in violation the same way, okay, as the company. You are also in violation, for sure. Mr. Skeptical says you're not a driver till you go there. Yeah, well, you go there, but then that's it. It's like crossing the equator. You go there, you get a tattoo of New York City, and then you're done. Thanks, Saul. I appreciate you coming in here. Christopher said Philadelphia. That's not much better. They should have drop lots in at the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, and all loads that go east are taken care of by some local drivers. Stephen, I appreciate you coming in here saying that. Thank you. I did it only 2 ways. If you look at the original roads, and everybody else has failed miserably. Yes, exactly. That's how it is over there. The tiny roads, cab overs. Thanks, Joshua. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming in. The mate, I appreciate you saying that too. Brian, you would have to get pictures of me from high school, kind of like the current thing that's going on, because that was the last time I didn't have one. After I got out of the Army, really, I had a mustache then, but then I thought, who wants to shave every day? So now I just have a big beard. Jacob, oh, good afternoon. Thanks for coming in. Draw a nice line of lots. Yeah, that's the quarantine. Look, the whole line, maybe 81, I-81 is it. East of that, all local drivers. They're called hubs, yes. Oh, yes, thank you, Christopher. Right, I don't mention that or anything, right? I'm just trying to do a show here. I don't want to impose stuff on people, but you can. I appreciate it. Edgar, I say this every week, right? My company have a social media policy. I don't talk about where I work for. And because I don't want them saying stuff, they'll say, oh, your video, we're going to talk about, you can't say this. Or that company you're talking about, we're friends with them. We know we don't talk about. So I don't let them say stuff. I don't want them in my videos. But I also don't recruit for them. Many people are out here recruiting for their companies. I don't do any of that, right? I could get recruiting bonuses. We have them. I don't. I keep them out of it. I keep the bonus out of it, and I can say what I want. So that's why I don't say where I work. Joshua, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's super nice of you. Kevin, thanks. I will keep the videos coming, 4 to 5 a week, plus a live show. Oh, thank you, Stephen. I appreciate you as well. I think everybody should serve personally. That's what I do think. Most of my family has served, and that's just my personal opinion. I mean, freedom comes from all of us serving, right, and protecting freedoms. And the next people down, everybody keeps it free. Do I think any of the hours of service rules will change? Absolutely, right? I'm almost sure they're going to boot the 30-minute break. I mean, I don't have any special line. It's not like they called me and said, oh, Mark, on your show, say this, right? Okay, this is what I think. 30-minute break, gone. Split sleeper, any hours you want. 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5, 5, however you want to do it. I think that. And I think that they will probably expand the local thing to 14 hours to match because it's 12 hours, but that won't affect everybody. And I also think that they might at least consider, do some kind of study about having up to 3 hours a day off duty where you will be able to hold your clock for those 3 hours. I do think that at least they'll think about it if they don't do it. At least they might think about it. Are the oil fields still booming? As far as I know. As far as I know, they're still booming. Yeah, I have an email out to a number of companies, Jacob, and I'm waiting. And some of them never respond. I don't know, like Britain. Once you call an email a few times, what is going on? Do they close up shop or something? And I use a separate email than the email at my website. So it's not like they have any idea who's emailing them. If they boot the break, you'll end up taking it. Yeah, look, it should still be up to you. If you're tired, okay, that is always allowed. Pull over, park, for sure. But to mandate it, oh, you must stop, that's just a nightmare. What if you're not tired right then, right? You should be able to stop however you want. Maybe they could do it. Oh, this would be an idea. We could write this in. Give us a 30-minute break and it stops the clock and we can take it whenever we want. And if you don't take it, you don't have to take it. But if you want to take a 30-minute break, you can take it and you'll get 14 and a half hours. That would actually be way better. Then you decide how you want to use it. That's the best way to do it. That's brilliant, if I do say so myself. Carlos, thank you. Okay, you've only been driving for 3 years, Troy says. When was the last time they changed hours of service? A number of years ago. We went to this current system. I don't know the year. It's been some years now. For a long time, it was, a 15-hour day with 8 hours off. Then we went to this system, and I don't exactly know when it was, but it's been a number of years. And now they're finally, with the electronic logs is what pushed all this, of course. That's what pushed this. And now that people actually have to follow the rules, they don't like it. And so that's what pushed this, and that's how to do it. What do I think about car hauling? I think car hauling would be excellent. If you want to haul cars, you don't have to wait around getting unloaded at a Walmart or whatever. Jay, tomorrow at 8 p.m., Auto Transport Intel for sure, right? Live show. Check him out on YouTube. He's the car hauling dispatcher. That's what he does, is car hauling. But I was always nervous about it. Now, I'm right down the road from a large plant, but I was always nervous putting that car up on top in the wintertime. How do you get that car up on the front, right? You got to go all the way up the front of the truck. I always thought I'd go sailing over there. And I'm too fat to get out of the car now. Years ago, I probably could have done it, but you only get to open that door a little bit, I'd never get out of the car. I'd have to roll the window down or something, or Dukes of Hazzard my way over the top of the car. Nobody wants to see that, believe me. Why mega carriers treat their drivers bad and pay? Because they can do it. They prey on new drivers. So when they prey on new drivers, drivers don't know any better. They just don't know that they're being abused, and it's sad. Yeah, Ryan, holding the clock seems to be very important, especially for owner-operators. The 3-hour extension is going to be abused. Well, if you get overtime, that'll be better for you, Balance. It's going to be. And look, I've been opposed to it. I said don't extend the day. Don't make the day any longer. The 14 hours should be plenty long of a day to do whatever you need to do. That's more than half the day as it is. The companies should pay more. They shouldn't want a longer day. We should want to get more money for what we're already doing. And Mr. Skeptical takes 30 minutes to eat. We know what you're having to eat for lunch, for sure. Jacob, thank you. I appreciate that. That's super great. Very, very appreciative. Believe me, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody coming in here. I'll try to say that as much as I can. I think the FMC director is actually listening to us. Yeah, he's had listening sessions. He was in Joplin, Missouri last weekend. If anybody was out at the truck show, I was not there. Jay at Auto Transport Intel was there, and he has a bunch of videos about it. And he was out listening, and they did a big listening session. 30 minutes. Look, mark my words, it's going to go away. It's the most hated thing. He's even said so. They got the most comments about that. I almost believe it's goner. You don't agree to the 3-hour extension. Yeah, it's going to be abused. It will be. They'll say, well, that time at your dock or whatever, there's your 3 hours, so you get your day extended to 17 hours. I don't like it. Not a fan of it. I'm never a fan of extending the day. I'm a fan of extending my pay to be bigger, not my day to be bigger. Ooh, that rhymed. That's a bumper sticker right there. You have 30 minutes to eat and shower. Excellent. Right. You can. What if you could just use it whenever you wanted, though, and it extended your 14 hours? I think that's a better idea. So that if you want to take a break, you can stop for 30 minutes, take a break, and doesn't bother your day. Then you can get a lunch or whatever. You could get maybe pancakes and get lunch and take a shower, and then your day is done, right? And you can still work the full hours that you had. That would be a better way to do the 30 minutes if they're going to keep it. Not like they care what I think necessarily, Bill, thanks for coming in. You've seen companies tell the driver to log dock time as off-duty time. Yeah, that's very common. Anytime that a company can use off-duty time to make you work more, they're going to do it. That's why I try to encourage people not to do that for companies, to stand your ground and say, no, right, you should pay me better. And certainly, no, James, not IHOP. We're not eating at the IHOP. Certainly, you should always want to get paid for your time. That's why companies that have detention after 1 hour are the best, because the first hour is your stop pay or whatever to unload. And there are companies in an hour, Melissa's 90 minutes, right, that will pay you quickly and get you detention time. And that's why you should get paid for it. All your time should be paid. If you're in the truck, you're at work. Paid. Paid time. Paid. Oh, that's what we should be fighting for. No, Kevin, not the Waffle House. No way out says, has anyone worked for Thompson? Anybody out there work for Thompson Transportation from Little Rock? See, these smaller places, they don't have a lot of information. Probably have, something on their website. They have pancakes. There are other places that have better food, I would say. Oh, pancakes are better. Yes, but not from the IHOP or Waffle House, certainly. We want them from some place that maybe could bring them to us. Oh my gosh, that's great. Mr. Skeptical, will you be next year at the, are you coming to Matt's in March? Everybody should come down to Matt's in Louisville, by the way, at the end of March. I'll be down there. We'll say hi and meet up. We're going to have a meetup and then in July. Next year at Walcott Truckers Jamboree in Walcott, Iowa at the World Search Truck Stop. So that's going to be, that'll be about the 2-year anniversary here, and we're going to have a big meetup out there. So come on out there. If you make 50, is that good or bad pay? I don't know, Edgar. What do you think it's good pay? You know, it depends how many hours you work, too. People that are working 75 hours a week for 50, probably not. 30, 40 hours a week, probably, because it's more pay. If you're gone all week, probably you should get more. I think you should get more, but it depends where you live, too, right? Everything is individual. How are you being treated? You know, money, places can throw money at you and then treat you horribly, like K&B. Right, they have a $1,250 a week guaranteed pay. Okay, it's not worth it. It doesn't matter what it pays there because of the horrible treatment. Do they treat you like a professional there? You know, do they take your opinion into a consideration? That may be more important than getting a few bucks out of pay. You had homemade blueberry pancakes for supper. Nice. Did you bring enough for everyone? You broke down that pizza delivered to you. I wonder how you get it delivered to a truck. Maybe at a truck stop. Whataburger? Yeah, none of that out here. I'll have a White Castle and you won't have that. Because if you can have a Whataburger, you can't have a White Castle. Right, Whataburger in Texas, right. But he's no White Castles there. You're making $50 a year for OTR in 2003. It's good. It should have. Pay should be way up. They're finally going up because they have to now. Because of the electronic log. It's finally creeping up slowly. Yeah, 50 for a year for Schneider. The question is, how many hours are you putting in? Are you home every day and don't hardly do anything and making 50? That's different than if you're gone, for 3 weeks and home for 3 days and making 50. That's totally different kind of pay. And does it serve your needs? Do they have excellent insurance? Do you get a lot of vacation? There's a lot of other things to consider just besides a paycheck. It's not 100 people, not 100% of what it is. Trying to apply 70 hours to different line. I really appreciate the content, but I have a lot of people that stream. Yes, that is true. A lot of people do that, but that's their thing. I'm not, and there's been a lot of drama on YouTube for sure. That's their thing, and, I'm not going to say anything about what they're doing, certainly. I'm just trying to do my thing. I had a lot of experience. I thought I'd put out YouTube, so I appreciate everybody watching my videos and stuff, and I do appreciate that. And I put all this out there for nothing at the moment, right? So soon this will be $40 entry fee to get in this. That'd be great. There'd be nobody here but me. You're in Texas and want a Whataburger, right? There are Whataburgers with truck parking as we get into the Whataburger. Look, Whataburger is delicious. There's no question about it. Okay, thanks for coming in, Timothy. Nighttime over there. Get the lights on the Fiat and have a good day. Right, Ryan, exactly. Are the companies that pay 70 cents true or bold? No, look, it's true. There are companies paying 70. I'm looking at a company coming up here. There's a number of them I've seen this week paying 60, 65 cents, and absolutely, that's true. Right, some companies are paying it. They're not large companies, though, right? I'm looking at some companies, that are paying it, but they're smaller, and you just got to kind of weed them out and kind of find them, try and eke your way out there into finding them. There are some that pay it, absolutely. Look, Old Dominion is way over 60 cents here, and they're home every day. Arrivederci, sir. Nice. Oh, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. 50 in the Southeast, not bad. In the Northeast, right, Mr. Skeptical, exactly. If you live in New York City or somewhere in L.A., somebody wrote to me their rent was like $3,100 or something in L.A., and I thought, holy mackerel, you and your wife must have to work 5 jobs. So there, it isn't any good. But if you live in the middle of no place and you're paying $200 or something, or own a trailer on a lot, then it's different. And then maybe you could work for less and have a company that treats you better, and you wouldn't have to worry about, stuff like that. It just depends. For me, it's more important that I want to get a good paycheck, but I don't want to be treated poorly where I'm being yelled at every day or talked down to like I don't have any idea what I'm talking about by some dispatcher that doesn't drive a truck, right? That's something I don't want to hear. I don't tolerate that for people that don't drive in the office. Oh, you should do it this way. You have no idea what I'm doing, right? There, I was driving before they were born. It's just ridiculous. If I sent it, they'd be straight voted to crap company. Well, there's a lot of them, and you can email them in, right? And I check into them. Believe me, there's a long list up on the board there to waiting for their turn. You don't have to stick out 2 years. I mean, you can stick out a year depending on if you have some kind of payback thing, for sure. 2 weeks out, 2 days off, show them weekends, right? We don't want to run illegal. And 50, you can make 50 at Schneider now, for sure, right? I haven't even looked at it. I'm sure they're paying 50 and run illegal. Adrian, right, we need to make it bigger. Yes. 100,000 by summer. Well, we'll see about that. I appreciate that. I don't try to get, I don't say that very much. Go ahead and subscribe, of course, but, I'm trying to just put out good information for people and let all this other stuff go off to the wayside. That's what I think. You'd like that I highlight crap companies? Well, I hope it helps everybody, at least to look at it. And, there's only a couple of them that I've taken off the website because on my website, truckinganswersnation.com, I have a list of trucking companies on there with all of their phone numbers. There's probably 50, or I haven't counted them. I shouldn't say a number. Or somebody email. There's 48, you're a liar. Okay, there's companies on there. And if it's so bad, I remove their number. I leave their name up there, but I put removed by their name. So there's only a few of them that I thought were so bad, they're not even worth working for. So if you're at one of these crap companies, you may have to stick out to pay your CDL. At least you have a CDL, and they're paying you something. It's very frustrating, I know, but you're getting something for it. Don't think of only that you're getting whatever pay, but that you're getting a CDL. They're changing your whole life for your future. Then when it's time for you to leave, you can look around and leave. And you could even call a company that you want to work for if they want a year of experience. So you call them before you have a year of experience. It doesn't matter. Say, they can get you all set up, and at a year, they'll bring you in, that kind of thing. So you can be ready to go. You know that your future is so bright that you'd have to wear shades. Yes, I said that. I did. Right. UPS driver pays feeder driver 84 cents and 36 an hour. Well, balanced, they are running an ad in Indianapolis. I don't know what a feeder driver is. Okay, their ad says home every day. Okay, $30 an hour, overtime past 40. That's what they're running out of Indianapolis. I don't know what other things they do or what exactly that is for, but that's what they're running right now. The downside of that ad right now for UPS is it says seasonal. And so presumably in January, they won't keep everybody. They can keep you if they want to, but you may not have a job. And everybody says, well, if you work hard, you have a job. But if everybody worked hard, they can't keep everyone. But so you're looking at, $1,800, $1,900 a week for 60 hours. And that's excellent for being home every day. So, but I think UPS is like other logistics companies where depending where you are, they pay a different amount. Where they have to pay more, they do. And still, for Indy, that's excellent pay. Especially the hourly. I really like the hourly. I don't like the brown socks, but I like the hourly. A lot of places need 2 years experience. Okay, yeah. So if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. But that's okay. Look at that, right? Many people just live kind of like for today. You can't do that. Oh, this week is terrible, right? What is your future? What's your 10-year deal, right? What are we doing for the future? This CDL can change your life. When you get some experience, you can go work anywhere you want and do anything you want. There's so many things to do in trucking. It's so varied. There's local and tanker, doubles, whatever you want to do. You quit watching the other YouTube truckers. There's a lot of drama. All right. Like I said, I don't give them any grief, whatever. That's what they're doing. They think that's what their people want to watch. That's okay. And people want to watch it. That's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that is why I'm always wearing sunglasses. Plus, like I said earlier, somebody emailed me and said I'm too ugly to be without them. So any emails you want to send, I read them. I do read them. You live in your truck and cleared 1,300 in 4.5 days. You are balling, Brian. You balling. Man. Clear 13, so you're netting $1,700, $1,800 in 4.5 days. That's pretty good. Email is mark@truckinganswersnation.com. And every email gets answered within a day or two, right? You got to give me a little chance. I do work too, so. When are going over the Stevens lease? Stevens lease will get their own video. Fairly new subscriber. Thank you, Troy, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Fairly new. All right, you've been here for a few weeks. No newbie knock on the head for you. Oh, great. I appreciate that, Big. That's awesome. I'll give myself that. Oh, if you're not signed up, I'll say this, right? TruckingAnswersNation.com/join. You can join the nation. It's free. I put out a newsletter every week. I have a trophy that I designed at a trophy place, what I put a picture of in that newsletter last week to send to all the nation members. That's the trophy that the Crap Company of the Year is going to get. I'm going to have that trophy made. I'm going to engrave the plaque with their name on it. And if they're close by me, I'm going to go give it to them. And if they're far away, I'm going to mail it to them. A return receipt requested so I know they signed for it. It's going to be great. And it's going to be from a vote from all of you. Everyone that watches will be a vote. I'll put a survey up there that you'll be able to vote on at the end of the year of the Crap Company of the Year, and that's who's going to get that trophy, and that's going to be great. That was from a suggestion. I think it's a great suggestion, and I'm going to do it. Thank you, Brian. I try to be as balanced as I can. Sometimes people call me out, but that's okay. Everybody's got a different opinion on, some people only money or only this or that, right? I don't think it's just money. I think trucking is more than money. Not everything is making a bunch of money. If you're treated better, that's worth something. That's UPS Freight, not UPS. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'll have to relook at the ad. Maybe. I'm sure you're right on it, right? And even so, you have to admit $30 an hour plus OT, that's still pretty good. Right. I'm the OG trucker. There are people driving longer than me. I don't claim to have the most experience or the best record. Okay, I'm at over 30 years experience. Started in July of 1988 for people that are new that don't know me. And I have 3.5 million safe miles in 49 states. So that's where I am. I've driven most kind of trucks. Otherwise, other than like auto hauler for some reason, even though I live by the plan, I never have done that kind of thing. But most other flats, vans, reefers, right, tanks, doubles, triples, Rocky Mountain doubles, right, you name it, drop decks, oversized. I've been there, done it. But there's people with way more experience than me, so I'm not like the first trucker that's got the most experience, for sure. What do I think about lane guard and departure system? I hate them. I have them and don't like it. Fortunately, on the Cascadia, at least on ours, the 18s, there's a button and it turns it off, the lane keeper. And otherwise, an alarm goes off every time you go over the line. You press the button, it turns it off until you restart the truck. The on-guard system is a forward-facing radar, which alerts you when you're getting too close to the object in front of you. The good part of it is it displays in front of you how fast the vehicle is going and how far you are from it. So 400 feet and it's going 62. So you know what your speed is, you can overtake them or whatever. The bad thing is it reads road signs and it hits the brakes in the winter time. And so if it thinks you're going to have an accident, it's supposed to be an accident collision mitigation system, CMS. So if it perceives you might have an accident, it'll hit the brakes. And I don't like that. That you can't disable, at least on our trucks. I don't know if there's a way to disable it. If I don't mind the display so that I get information, that's fine with me. But when it overtakes the truck and actually hits the brakes for me, I'm out. I mean, what the heck? That's crazy. It doesn't know that it's 10 degrees out. And the other, I guess the good side of it is in the wintertime, the snow covers that thing up and it stops working. In the rain, it doesn't work. Depends if there's bugs out, it doesn't work. Humidity, it's not great. There's a road sign that thinks that it's overhead signs that goes off, so I'm not a fan of it. Don't like it. I don't want anything other than information given to me. I'll figure out how to drive the truck. They don't have any of this technology down. That's why I tell people, don't worry. It's decades before they even think about coming in and driving the trucks themselves. You missed. Okay, what state have I not ran in? Hawaii. They don't have roads yet. Hello, Gustavo and Jose. Thanks for coming in here today. So these electronic things, and like these driver-facing cameras too, right? They're just no good, right? Why don't we just face the camera out? Consider this, that when Swift changed that because of drivers, Swift allowed the drivers to cover the camera facing them so that the camera only faces out. Now, Swift, of all places, is going to do that. People give them a lot of grief, but they are not near the worst company. Their camera faces out only. They don't face the driver anymore because the drivers got upset about it. And there's no reason that other companies' drivers couldn't also get upset and have that changed where they are. And that's what should be happening, so that it only faces out. You'd only have to not come in one day to have the cameras turned off. stop moving their freight around. But people don't want to do it, for sure. Freight, I just haul a dry van around now because I'm lazy. I've been driving. I'm just lazy. I just open doors. Actually, I just drop and hook. Okay, go at pure flatbedder. Yeah, excellent. I'd love to see that. You can always send contracts, anything you want to send to me, to my email, mark@truckinganswersnation.com. Anything that a company's doing that's illegal that they have in writing, I would like to see that as well. People always write to me and say, here's why this company should be a crap company. Here's what they did to me. And I feel bad about saying I can't do anything. I can't do a video about that because that's an experience that you have. And believe me, every company has its crap moments, for sure. And how you're treated, and I don't think you weren't treated bad. You're treated horribly, I agree. But that doesn't mean the company's bad. I need a company policy. Like where I am, I've been here 16 years, over 16 years. And there are people that come here and leave in 3 months that don't like it. And they probably think it's a garbage place, but I think it's okay. So a policy like no detention for 4 hours, or we bring you to orientation and don't feed you, or you only get 30 cents a mile. Some kind of policy that makes it crap for everybody. It can't just be an anecdote, a personal experience. And that doesn't mean that I don't think that you didn't have a bad experience there, because people then are mad at me. Oh, well, you don't see how I was treated. I do think you were treated poorly, and it is right for you to quit and to tell them so, that they don't treat people well. But I can't do a crap company based on one experience. It's got to be some policy. Like we pay owner-operators 90 cents a mile. That's policy. That's crap. But when it stops working on my truck, I don't have any cruise control. Yes, but at least on our trucks. Okay, so when the lane departure and all that stuff goes out, if you have the lights come on, here's how the cruise works on my Cascadia with the Detroit. If you have a different truck, I don't know what to say. So when you want to hit the cruise and you turn on, it says not available, okay? If you press it again, at least on my truck, press the cruise again, and you get a pop-up in the display that says, do you want to use it manual? Do you want manual cruise control? And if you'll hit the thing on the left side, yes, then it will let you just turn the cruise on, but it won't keep your distance or anything. That's how it works on our truck. So it may work that way on your truck. Try it. It depends. I don't know if that's a company thing or if that's a Detroit thing or how it works, but that's how it works. So when the lights go on and the lane departure turns off, press the cruise again, go to set it again, and then OK for manual, and then set it, and it will set, but only hold that cruise like a car. Okay, and I live in Indiana. It's 77 and humid in Fayetteville. It's going to be in the 70s today here. That's going to be nice. We're going to get 80s tonight. Nice. I don't like driving without a camera. I don't like the camera facing me. The forward camera, I'm all for that, right? That can show a red light or whatever. I'm in. Facing me, no. You don't need to look at me and see what I'm doing. The collision mitigation sees exit ramp speed limits. Oh, nice. Yeah, cars are doing that too, which is probably where it came from. They have cars that can read the speed limit signs and post it to you either on a heads-up display or in your thing that says, oh, you're exceeding the speed limit now because the speed limit changed. Interesting. But again, this sees the exit ramp speed and cuts the accelerator. I don't know if I like that. See, I don't know if I like that. I don't want the truck to interfere with my driving, but then, like this feature would make it safer. But, I'm just not in with it, cutting into what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. That's what I say to the truck. I tell it that all the time. That's a road sign. I'm in there talking to the truck. People think I'm going crazy in there. You cleared 1,750 last week driving 1,750 miles. That's pretty good. You own that truck then? Flatbed is good money. Your dad, I did flatbed. You're the Black Sheep LTL. Yeah, that's how it works. Oh, I always drove on the road or whatever. There's none of that here, right? I don't think there should be any of that anywhere. You drive a 26-foot pup around town. You still got an A license. You're still a foot driver, right? So you're at XPO. You're home every day. That guy's laughing back to his house at 5 p.m. Well, people are driving, going to go find a place to park at 2 in the morning at the J. So there's no downside to it. Why do truckers at truck stops laugh? I don't, L-A-U-F. You'll have to redo that one. I think it should be a lawsuit on camera facing the side of the truck. Yeah, here's the thing. The camera, it's like a job, okay? And I don't like them, okay? So I'm not a fan of them. But look, you're at work, and they have a right to put a camera in the truck and face you. That's the way it is. Because the solution is to not drive there and tell them, I'm not coming here because you have a camera. What if everybody at a trucking company that has cameras quit or said one day, we're not driving this truck starting at noon today, you take those cameras out? And every one of their trucks stopped running. They looked on their board and all the trucks, how long do you think the camera's going to be in there? It's our responsibility to get that camera out of there. You're at work, all like where everybody, my wife works, she's on camera right now. They have cameras at her work. So they have cameras. They have the right to do it. It can't be a lawsuit. It isn't a privacy or at work. The problem is, right, that we can get them taken out anytime we want to by simply not working there or just stopping the trucks for 10 minutes. Just to show them it would stop at that company. All those drivers get together and go, oh, at this time we're not going to drive. Cameras are out. That's how it would work. Why do truck drivers laugh at truckers? Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, people forget. As they drive longer, they forget, oh, I used to be a rookie and didn't know how to drive. It's hard for people. You got a trainer yelling at you and stuff, and you maybe haven't been driving long, and there's all these other trucks. It's hard to learn, right? I get it. It's hard to learn. And, and so you get laughed at. I understand. It isn't right. It isn't right. We shouldn't do it. And sometimes people laugh at inappropriate things. Everybody does that, right? Me too, right? But for people that are learning, they're learning. Go help them. If they want to look like they need help or something, go help them. Don't let them run into stuff. Go help them and be on your way. That'd be the better thing to do that we could all do. Like, I didn't have a trainer. When I went to work, there wasn't a lot of that. A few companies came in, including CRST, which is hilarious, but I just went to work. But now everybody goes through this training thing. Yeah, U-Hauls are trucks. Absolutely, right. A truck's a truck. You got a license, you get paid to drive, you're a driver. There's no problem in that. You got a check that's feeding your family, let them laugh at you. Yeah, well, it shouldn't be a rite of passage. I mean, all these kind of things that are, where you downplay people or whatever, that shouldn't be it. We need to lift people up. Everybody should be lifted up, not, laughed at or pointed out that, something. That just is never... They do that in colleges, too. I always thought it was ridiculous. Here at Purdue, why is some guy running around in his underwear, pouring milk on his head? What does that prove? That's stupid. Walmart has front-facing cameras. Yeah, look, I don't leave for the camera. I've said that. I don't think it's a deal breaker, even though I get a lot of grief for it. Now, companies only get honorable mentions for that because they have a camera. But for me, it's not a deal breaker. I just don't like them, and I don't think they should. I don't think they should have them facing you. I don't like it, but it's not a deal breaker. I would work somewhere that had them facing both ways. I wouldn't work for Walmart because they get your phone records. Walmart can request your cell phone records. Mr. Penske gets on and help. Yeah, look, if somebody needs really struggling and needs help, go out there and help them. That's a way to lift the whole industry up, and they'll appreciate it. Maybe you'll point something out that their trainer didn't know because their trainer has 3 months of driving experience. Who knows? The company you work for now wants to make you a trainer and only got possibly 2.5 years. That's not bad. You do not have enough time behind the wheel. Look, if you don't think you can do it, don't do it. I think you should have to have 5 years. I've said that on here many times. I would like to see trainers have 5 years experience with no tickets or accidents and have to take a test and get an endorsement on their CDL to be a trainer. How about that? That would be something. You had one a couple weeks ago, a Swift driver, he was struggling. Yeah, because he probably wasn't trained, right? Low light and he was scared. Yeah. Okay, right. We should park with the lights on. That would help. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, too. Park with your parking lights on if your truck is running, because we don't want people to hit. It's a lot easier to see around there if your lights are on, right? Exactly. Right, so you help them by turning your lights on. It's a simple thing. Instead of laughing at them, certainly. That's a waste of milk. Yeah, I agree. I know people that haul milk, though, so we'd be helping them out by giving them more to do. A balanced chaos helps drivers that are having an issue, right? That's somebody in trucking. That we're lifting up the whole industry and giving the industry a more positive image. Maybe saving this guy an accident, getting him fired. You could ruin his whole life could be ruined for that, especially new. If they refuse your help, yeah, well, that's correct. Then they get what they get, right? You should always be willing to accept help from somebody if you need it. If you need it. You just got a phone call asking if you want to become a trainer. You've been here 8 months. Yeah, but how long have you been? Oh, you've only been driving 8 months. Yeah, that's not enough. I don't think that's enough. But the 2.5 years is one thing, but 8 months? No way. You haven't even been through a good winter yet. Last year was kind of mild, depending where you were, at least here. Let's get you through a good winter and talk about it. I still say 5 years, but I'd like you to at least get through another winter, right? And plus, if you don't think you can do it, no matter what, you can't do it. And if you just want the money, don't do it. You should only want to do it to actually train people to make the industry better. If you're just thinking, oh, I'll double my pay, no way. You're out no matter how long you've been driving. That's wrong. You're only seeing that student as a paycheck to you, not someone that you're passing on information to and bettering the industry, changing their lives. You can change people's lives. When I worked at truck school and teaching people at a truck school, they would come in not knowing how to drive and then go take their test and then come back and say, oh, you know what, thanks a lot. You know, this now I have insurance for my kids. I have a paycheck. You know, that's way better than, oh, I'll double my check. I mean, come on. Train to train, not train for pay. You'll save the driver they might run into. Yeah, then they both got to write something up. You put three of your own Nest cams. Holy crap. Recording through Verizon hotspot. Ain't cheap, you have everything outward recorded. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good thing. You can go back through those videos if you need them. And that would save you a ticket or whatever. And that's your information. So the company doesn't get to do whatever they want with that. That's for you because they're your cameras. Totally fine with that. That's if you want to put 40 cameras yourself and use the information yourself, that's awesome. But to the company, no way. No way. If you got to ask to train someone, you should ask for a pay raise. You should get more money for it. I'm not saying you shouldn't get paid for it. Okay, you should absolutely be paid for it. But you, as a driver, shouldn't be going into it for the money, thinking, oh, I'm going to get more money. Then that's not a good reason to train someone. You don't want some stranger in your truck every 2 weeks. That's another good reason not to do it. A lot of drivers, that's why we drive, right? We like to be alone. Our alone time with just us and our thoughts and just driving down the road, being all casual. More Texas loads thanks to NAFTA 2.0. Yeah, there's tons of it, right? Mild winters. It's pretty nice in Laredo in January, right? We got to admit. Although, what, years ago it snowed I was in Houston on Christmas Eve, and it snowed, remember? Who remembers that? That was years ago, 10, 12 years ago it snowed down there. I came out of the truck and it's like 2 inches of snow in the morning. I'm like, what the heck? Everybody, they closed everything. Yeah, you're leased on. That's the only way you need to kind of check that. That's excellent. $1 a mile to you. To you. There are places, pure flatbedder, I'm finding places paying $1 a mile to the truck. How would you like to get $1 to the truck instead of $1 in your pocket? That's the difference. That's when I call these places out that are $1 a mile. That's crazy. You don't make any money doing that if you own the truck. Trying to access the website and you can't. I don't know why. The website's live. I was just on it a while ago. It works. So when I get off of this, I'll go check it again, though. But it was working today, right? No camera. Which is a good camera to buy. I don't have one in my truck. Not one that faces you. Yeah, there are tons of dash cams. Here we got somebody with a couple of Nest cams. That's awesome, running your own hotspot. There's tons of dash cams on Amazon. Run, what, $40 and up, I guess? $50. Look at reviews. Maybe I should review those. Yeah, Amazon, send me some dash cams. I'll review them all. But seriously, I don't have one, so I don't know. There's probably drivers that have them. Let's see if we can get some good information on that. You enjoy the harmonic sound of a cold diesel when it's 30 degrees outside. That's nice. I like it when I get into work and it's 10 below and the truck starts. That happened this last winter. It was like 6 below, not plugged in, started. Love it. That's the way to do it. Hogan? See, now here's the thing, and you wrote to me also and said Old Dominion and then Hogan. Hogan runs ads in Indianapolis for excellent pay. So you would have to, in St. Louis, are they not paying anything? The ads here in Indianapolis, they're running $1,100 a week salary ad for a straight truck, a B license. Okay, that's pretty good, $55,000. And they're running, 1,400 semi ads. That's what I'm seeing out of Indianapolis for Hogan. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Right, Edgar, I've heard they're good too. Oh, thanks, Diesel. Yeah, I don't know. It's a Weebly site, so who knows what they do. I don't know that much about websites or anything, so it's on Weebly, and they have a lot of uptime or whatever. So they say. But that's what I've heard about Hogan, right? I'm seeing Hogan paying pretty good. What's the best company to get your CDL? Well, I've commented about Maverick, right? I like Maverick. Here in Dallas, Millis. Right? If you got a few $100, go to Millis. Because they'll take you out of down there, right? They're getting it there. but they have cameras. So you'll get a camera there. You won't have to worry about buying your own camera for sure. GAN pays good. Who's GAN? G-A-N. Is that some company out of down there? Some people write to me with a company and I've never heard of it because it's some local place. A company called Diesel Boss makes all kind of cameras and recording system for trucks. You went with Nest because they're sold at Walmart. You did you cheap out on it? Ram McNally Dashcam 300. Says Jacob, I think I would like one that probably could stream to your phone. That's just me, so that you could watch it maybe if you're not in the truck or something, or that works all night. I don't know. Would have to have a lot of memory. I've seen them on Amazon for $40, and I don't have any link in there, so I'm not making any money on that or anything, you know. You'll see there's no link to Amazon in there. Would I consider a placing your platform for lawyer contacts that have a track record of waving magic wand and making it go away? Making what go away? Big G is employee co-op retirement thoughts. What is my thoughts? What does that mean? What is an employee co-op retirement? Nest camera will stream to your phone. That's awesome. That's what I'm looking for, right? Something where I can see it and maybe download it right to the phone or whatever. Don't go to Stevens. Yeah, no Stevens. So they help you with tickets? Well, I don't know. Can anybody wave a magic wand? I'd have to see a record of that they're actually getting things done and that it is a reasonable cost. You have a Cobra dash cam paid $100 at the Loves. Okay, use a micro SD card up to 32. Well, you know, at the Loves, if you got enough points, presumably, then you could get the camera for free, right? And so then it wouldn't cost you anything. So that'd be the way to get. That's one way to get the camera too. Save your points up and buy it for nothing. What do you think about that dash cam? Is it giving good video? Can you see the whole road and everything on it? Because I see some of them have a different perspective than others, wider, and some are narrower. You're going to want to see the whole road clearly. You know, and especially also at night. Can you see things at night? That's all important. $300 to $750. Ugh. Well, you know what I would say, of course, don't get a ticket. You know, if they have a track record, I'm willing to put anybody up there. I've been thinking about putting links. I've been thinking about putting, you know, a link section up there of important links. Maybe I'll put it up there and just not as non-endorsed, right? Or something like that, where here's some links, check them out. That might be a way to do that, yeah. So you could send me those links if you want to those people. I'll put up a link site, but not like I say to use them, but here's just some links, check them out. Has anyone invented a Bluetooth-style cam to monitor attached to the back of the trailer? I've seen, you know, I don't know if this is out yet, but I've seen places that are working on that, where you have a screen in your truck and cameras on the trailer. Now they're built in for testing, and it streams back to that camera. I don't know if it's Bluetooth though, because it's pretty far, and you have that big metal trailer in the way. So, but I don't think, you know, this is another one of those things like lane keep that I'm not a huge fan of. Maybe because I've been driving, right? You can't depend on that stuff. You need to still be able to drive the truck. You know, that's why like people start on a manual without all these, without all this technology. You have to be able to drive the truck. The same thing on cars. Cars have all this technology, cameras and all that. That doesn't mean you shouldn't drive it. So I'm not a huge fan of it. If you can back in to the dock, you can back in. Lane keeping, it watches the lane markers on my Freightliner, and some other people have written in. So it watches the lane markers, and we get an alert. Depending which lane you drive over, it alerts you. Now in the car, it'll pull you back into the lane. I haven't seen a truck do that yet. But in the semi, it'll alert you. If you go over the line, it alerts you. You could turn it off in my truck, and it doesn't come back on until you start the truck again. You live at Stevens? Yeah. They're 3 minutes from the terminal. Drive 3 hours the other direction. They have a previous school bus painted blue picking up drivers at Greyhound. Well, I did a video about Stevens. You're welcome to watch it. Don't go to Stevens. They won't let me lease until 3 months. They pay hub miles. That's not Stevens, right? You decide how many tents to take out for payment. After it's paid off, you make $1,000 for balloon payment. Well, you should have more than 3 months of experience to lease a truck. I'd like to see a place paying hub miles to a lease driver. That's excellent. You decide how many cents to take out for payment. That's incredible. They just do everything for you. That's pretty good. That would be interesting to see. I don't know if I would think it's a great idea. I do like the low balloon payment. Picture's good. The audio's good. Oh, okay. but that is turned off. It looks over the hole. Good. Okay, so that's a good, that's good. So that's a good endorsement for that camera right there. There's somebody using it. It has an excellent picture. That's what we like to see. Most logical addition would be backup lights. Yeah, you know, there's some owner-operators that have the white lights. I don't know why all trailers don't have them. Why don't they put those on there? I totally agree with that. Sonar, like the car, right? Our car beeps at you when you get closer. That'd be nice. Employee stock ownership? No. So why don't I like that? Because they can close. The stock can go to zero. So no. So personally, I'm out of that kind of thing. When you're into just a single stock, that stock goes to zero, you have nothing. The money you put in, you would have been better off putting your money in a jar. And people all say, well, it's a great company, it's never going to happen, but you asked me. So something, if your retirement is only based on a single stock, no way. Holy mackerel. Look at all the people that based their retirement on Oldsmobile stock. They're still working. That's for sure. So just a single, no, we got to spread our money out. No way. I don't even buy stock at my company. And I've been there all this time because they could close next week. You just never know. CF one day just closed. It was a huge company. Who remembers that? It was years ago. Arrow. And now they were private, right? But still, it's the idea. Jevic. Do I have to keep naming them? So no, I'm out. If a truck jerked you backward for a possible collision during evasive maneuvering, yeah. I don't like when the truck interacts with the... I don't want the computers in the truck to do the driving. I'll take care of that. Give me the information, and I'll do the driving. You had 2 years experience. I'd like to see more about that lease then. You cleared $1, right? That paid $2.50. That's okay. So if you got paid $2.50 and cleared $1, what if you made $1? You'd owe them 50 cents. There are places paying $1. You're making money. If you make $2.50, that's one thing. Nobody's leasing at $2.50. You know that I've looked into. There are places leasing in the high 90s. You think they're making money? They're not. FCC, freight to care. I don't remember what that was called. You were in Cheyenne 2 days ago. Saw a guy with reverse lights on a trailer. Yeah, you're sure it's an owner-operated? Right. I think so. They put the white lights back there. It's a great idea. I think companies don't put it there because they don't want them broken off. Really. That's probably the reason. They're like, all our drivers are idiots. They're going to break the lights off. A lot of people get hosed. That's correct. They're not making $2.50. They're getting hosed. You're making money. Do some or all the dash cam point at the driver? I don't think any of them that you buy... Well, no, I should take that back. There's some that do record inside the vehicle and outside. I've seen them for cars. They're more expensive. You can record, and I guess that's okay if you're the one holding the video. It's your video. And you want to do that, that's fine. But the company, no. I would still just point it out. But if you want to record inside the truck, that's still your video to do, for sure. But in an accident, if a lawyer finds out about that, he's going to want that video. He's going to want to look at you. And if you right then weren't doing something, you got a problem. CFP King Conway and XPO. They closed and reopened to avoid... Okay, but everybody lost their job that day. I remember the terminal here closed, and they had drivers come in, a few drivers to deliver the freight, and all these guys were out. Just out on their butts. What do I think of small trucking companies? You work for Sorensen. Well, is 50 trucks small? You know, I think that benefits, to me, are important. We use the health insurance a lot. And so that kind of thing is important to me. I probably get better benefits than a small company. It depends what you want. If you want a small company feel, that's great. Here, right, they don't even... I've been here all these years. Half the people don't know who I am still. And that's just the way I like it. Right, I don't need them to know. They're not my friends or anything. And I want vacation and holidays and all this other stuff. And my birthday is a paid holiday. So it just depends what you want out of a company. A small company may work for you. For me, I probably wouldn't like it. The boss is probably walking around every day doing stuff. Wouldn't want it. I just want them to leave me alone and let me do my job. I'm good at my job. They can just let me do it. What do I think about self-driving trucks? That they're not coming out. You won't. You'll be dead before they get a bunch of self-driving trucks. There's a few of them out there that they're testing. They just pod tested some of them in the Carolinas or whatever. Believe me, no self-driving truck has taken your job for decades. For decades. Remember the people that vote? You know, votes old people. Right? They're the biggest voting bloc. Let's be honest about it. Do you think Aunt Edna and old people are going to want a truck driving by them that has nobody in it? No. They're out there with their left turn signal on, and they're going to go right down to the voting booth in their Cadillacs and vote. and say no to that. It's going to be a long time before that comes in. A long time. XPO is a good company. Yeah. You know, I've seen them around, XPO. I see their ads. I think they're okay. I think they have good pay. And here, anyway, the small terminal here, everybody's home every day. So, yeah, absolutely, I'm in. I'd like to know what your company would offer me. Yeah, ask them. Huh. Company you work for, if you call direct to one of the owners regardless of time. Right, that's the benefit of a small company for you, right? I have to call a corporate line and talk to corporate people that don't know anything about anything. So that's a downside. I agree with you. There's ups and downs. There's ups and downs. You're going to get somebody that knows the trucks. It's their trucks. They own the whole place. They're going to take care of it. I don't get to do that. I can't call the COO or CFO or whatever. I can't do it. What FMC rules do I want change? I don't like the 3-hour pause. Okay, I don't like it. Because I think that 17 hours a day is way too much. 14 hours a day is a lot of hours. So for me, I don't like that. And companies, like a couple people have talked about it, I totally agree, are going to say, oh, well, you have the 3-hour deal so you can pause your clock. They're going to totally abuse it. And when you don't do it, they're like, oh, well, I guess you're going to sit then for 3 days or whatever. You know that's how that works. I don't like to increase anybody's day without pay. Any time you get your day increased, you should be paid for it. Now, what I want to see is the 30-minute break removed, and that will increase your pay because you currently have a 30-minute amount of time that's still within your 14 hours that you can't work, that you'll be able to work. So you'll get more pay for that. But adding 3 hours, no. How about subtracting 3 hours from everybody's day? 14 hours is more than half your day. That should be more than enough time to make money. I want drivers to get paid more. We all ought to make it a raise, not work more. Not, oh, I think if I work 17 hours a day, I can just make more money. That's ridiculous. Way too long. Way too long. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. We'll take sausage fingers for that, for sure. Sometimes I worry that they will make those trucks a driver on their own. That'd be bad for drivers. Don't sweat it, okay? They don't have the technology even close to being what it can do. Like I said, my truck has this, like we talked about, this lane keep and this collision mitigation. When it rains hard, the thing turns off. Seriously, anybody with it knows what I'm talking about. Hard rainstorm turns off. In the winter, it gets snow on it, turns off. And so it's going to need these sensors on the truck. It's going to have a lot of them. They're going to get covered with snow. They're going to turn off. You can't, don't worry about it. Decades. I'm telling you, decades. Indy 500 fan. All right, nice. I would say you probably are an Indy 500 fan. It would be nice if you were Roger Penske. Ideal daily hours, 12 hours, line 2, and 12 hours, 3 or 4. Look, 12 hours is plenty, right? 1 or 2, right? 12 hours is plenty, I think, a day to make a living. Beyond, that's half the day. Most people don't work that much. So drivers, as professionals, right, we should be paid excellent. We're really working 150% of most people, an 8-hour day, and then we work more than that. We should be making 75, 100 grand easy. Every one of us should make that without any question. That's what they should be advertising, everybody. There shouldn't be this 44,000 advertised. There shouldn't be that. There just shouldn't be. But don't ask for more hours a day. Oh my God, 17 hours? I don't think so. I'm not in for that, for sure. Especially when it doesn't pay anything. What do I think about the new electric trucks? They'll be very limited. I think he'll sell some of them, right? But you can't coast to coast them. You can gigantic chargers. It's going to be limited to places that are home every day that have their own charging. So places are going to build their own charging platforms. That's fine. And they'll be limited to that every day. No problem. They're not going to take much of the industry. It'll just be local drivers, and they'll just get that truck instead of a road truck that they had. So I'm all in for that. Shrink to 12-hour drive window. Cut 30-minute break requirements. Keep 10 off. Yeah, let's keep some off time. Look, I still think 12 hours, like you all said, I'm in. That's perfect. That's perfect. Sometimes, James says, sometimes an overpass will lock your brakes up. Yes. Like I said, these overhead signs, overpasses, the truck hits the brakes sometimes. And in the wintertime, it slams on the brakes because red light comes on, the brakes. That's crazy. It should never be allowed to do that. What do I think about RVT? What RVT does, right? I'm not all in that drama of everybody. You know, I don't know that people are ripping people off. People in America can always pay for whatever they want, right? So if they want to, that's, That's his deal over there. He's welcome to do whatever he wants, right? That's what I say, and I'm staying out of that one. How do I donate money to me? You can donate through PayPal if you would like to, since someone asked me. PayPal.me/truckinganswers, which is awesome. Or you can hit the $ at the bottom if you want to, okay? I don't ask for that much, so there's a $ down at the bottom. Auto trucks can't chain themselves up. Auto trucks, there's automatic chaining. Ha ha, ha ha. There's automatic chaining. You hit a button and the chain come out underneath the tires. Yes, through the air system, it spins chains under your tires. Auto chains. The school buses right here use them. Because the buses that run the rural routes have them. You may have seen them on a school bus near you. So auto chains, so theoretically a truck that drives itself could chain itself. How about that? So there. And if you're near a rural area, look at the school buses, especially out west, but we're using them here in Indiana too. You'll see chains hanging down in front of the back tires. When it's usually a woman driving, hits the buses, the chain spins underneath the tires. Okay, and it's chained up. That's considered being chained up. So yeah, it works. So the truck could chain itself. Absolutely. Besides, it would have auto driving snow plows to plow the roads by that time. Yeah, the school buses in Wyoming use auto chains. Right. James, why don't trucks have those? Because companies don't put them on. I don't know why they don't. I've been at shippers and receivers, though, where the spotters have them. I've seen them on those trucks, too. What a great idea, because that guy can't run around with chain 24 hours a day. He'll ruin them. So they can hit a button to chain also. Why semis don't have them? I think it's some kind of cost thing. It can be the only reason. Most places tell you to park, which I agree you should park, especially if you don't know how to chain. But there's for sure auto chains that are available. And ask your company to put them on your truck. They'll probably tell you no. Fire trucks and rescue use them in Minnesota? Yeah, absolutely. Button, bingo, you're chained. No stick. And you don't have to get out and chain. You can turn them on whenever you want to. This place isn't bad. You get a percentage of line haul and a fuel surcharge. You should, of course, get the fuel surcharge. All of it. This load pays $14.40 plus $200 fuel on 325 miles. That's excellent. Okay, do you think people are making 92 cents a mile get that on that load? They're getting $300 for that load. This is the difference that I'm talking about between a company that just wants you to lease for 90 cents and somebody who can go out and make decent money in the industry. $2.50, if you're going to average that a load, then you're going to finally make some money. At 90 cents, believe me, folks, you're not going to make any money leasing that truck. People send me, oh, well, here's my 90-cent pay or whatever for a week. At the end of the year, you didn't make as much as a company driver with all their benefits, for sure. That company had cables. I don't think they allow cables. Are cables allowed out west? Don't you have to have chains to meet the chaining requirement? I don't think cables meet the requirements of chains. And people use that traction sock thing. That's not a chain either, okay? Chains are required. Where you're required to carry chains, you're required to carry chains. I think, right? I've always had chains. You have chains and socks, but chains meet the requirement. That's why you have both. I would like it if we don't let 18 to 21-year-olds to the interstate, but they can drive intrastate. That's how it is now, right? They drive intrastate. And the big companies, your ATA companies, are pushing for that because they can't get experienced drivers to work for their low pay and poor treatment. And so then they go, well, let's get 18-year-olds. They don't know anything. And they wouldn't, which is true of a lot of people coming in the industry. They just prey on new people, and people don't know. People write to me all the time that they had a bad experience and they didn't realize, and that's because they just don't know. I wish there was a way to get to people before they started driving and explain to them, some more of this stuff so that they could see really, that the huge differences in between companies. There's companies where it's a 20 cent per mile difference here for a student and there for a student. That's a lot of money. Over a year's time, that's tons of money. I mean, that's money that's being thrown out of your pocket. And the treatment at the places is so poor. It's so poor. California might allow cables, maybe. But I don't think that all the states allow cables as an alternative to chains. So I think that if you're running the nation, right, the Trucking Answers Nation, you are required to carry chains. I don't think cables are allowed nationwide. So you might have them, maybe if you're in a certain place. Look, Prime didn't make a great thing here, and for non-experienced drivers, Prime is probably better than a lot of places that I've seen. But I'll tell you, they're only offering in the low 40s for experienced drivers on their site, and that's pretty low right now. That's pretty low. For students, they do feed you 3 meals a day. You know, they do pay you, you know, which is better than a lot of places. You know, so there's a benefit to that, and you can start out. Experienced drivers were as much as 48 cents for a lightweight refrigerated truck or whatever, but that's not great for an experienced driver. But for a student, it's not terrible. I'd certainly tell you to go there before you go to England or something like that. The Wyoming chain law makes four-wheelers chain up. Good. Yeah, you might have to chain your car depending where you are. We don't do any of that here. Jeremy says 47. I've seen 43 plus 5, but they change constantly. So I've seen 43 plus 5 cents for lightweight for experienced driver to start on their lightweight reefer division. If we went to 47, that'd be 52. That's better. Okay, so as they improve, they get better. And they need to. They were really low. And for students, they feed you. They bring you out there. They have a basketball court and a movie theater. They have everything. It's like a whole little city out there, Springfield. That went up last month. Okay, good. Good. A lot of these places go up. And then people watch my video and go, you're wrong. I go, well, so now I started dating a website so that as of that date, it's correct. I got a lot of grief over England too, right? I should say that. People wrote in and said it pays hourly in phase 1, $10 an hour, which is actually worse than what I posted. But look, I called them, and that's what she told me, and I'd seen that online, and I asked the recruiter about it. I go, I thought you only paid hourly in phase 1. And she goes, no, we changed that, and now you get 30 cents a mile split in phase 1. So that's why it's 30 cents and I haven't changed it. That's what they personally told me, and that's what some student is going to get if they call. That's the answer they're going to get. So that's the experience I got, and that's what they're saying. So I don't know what to say. If that's what they're telling me, then that's what they said. If it isn't right, that's what the recruiter told me. She said they just changed it. So I don't know about phase 1. If it's $10 an hour, it's even worse. So that's not making their case for sure. But that's what they were saying at England. I call them. I go, I'm a new driver. What am I going to get? That's what I tell them. And I give them a different email, although England never did ask for, they're the only place so far that's never asked for contact information. But I have a different email for them to email me any information or stuff like that, but they never asked. You heard there are trucks out there for drivers they're bringing in from one of their other YouTubers. I heard they're out of trucks for all the drivers. Who's out of trucks? And who is that? Which company's out of trucks from YouTube recruiting? Prime? Is it Prime? Prime, nice. People recruiting for Prime. Look, here's the thing about Prime too. Prime pays the recruiting driver, if they work there, $100 after that driver's first load, I think, or first day. It's one of those two, first load or first day. So they have every incentive to get you in there. Only for a day, they get $100. What if they got 10 people this week? That's an extra $1,000. That's something to consider. That is something to consider when you are watching someone recruiting for a company. How long have they been there? I've seen people recruiting for a company, they've been there 3 months. Okay, they don't really know about the company. And, if they're only recruiting for one company, there are a lot of good companies and a lot of bad companies. So that's something to consider. And I don't recruit for, I do talk about good companies, but I'm not recruiting for them. None of them pay me anything. It's not like I'm getting paid from them. And I don't recruit for the company I work for. Okay, and so I don't get any money from them either. So, and I'm not saying that people that are recruiting for a company are not telling the truth. They may be totally telling the truth. That may be the best company ever. Okay, Prime or any other place that they're recruiting for. But it is something to consider when you're watching people who only recruit and talk about one great place. This come here and give my number kind of thing. Always be careful of that. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean it isn't true, though. They could be telling the truth, and maybe it's a great place to work. And so then they're doing people a favor by sending them somewhere that's really good. The Prime lease is bad. They try to get you, after your training, you can lease a truck if you want to, right? No way. Years, right? Years. And the lease is expensive there. $1,000, right? Over $1,000. Anybody got on a lease? $1,000, $1,100 a week lease. They get percentage. I'm not a fan of it. $1,200, right? $1,200 a week. That's crazy. That's crazy. You're getting a percentage, so I'm out. I'm just out of it. That's how I could buy a super nice truck myself for $1,200 a week from a dealer, and then I get to determine, what the truck is. That's what I would tell people. If you can do it, get your own truck, put it on, get your own authority, and then get your own loads, and then you make decent money. Then you can make all the money. Prime is taking, and I know Prime has this fuel thing. Okay, so they take the fuel price, subtract 99 cents a gallon from it, right? And then pay you at 7 miles per gallon. I think I'm right on that, or I'm very close, for their fuel surcharge. Why don't they give you a fuel surcharge on the fuel price? They don't. It's right on their website, right? They subtract 99 cents and then give you a surcharge based on that amount. That's ridiculous. Why do they subtract 99 cents from it? I don't like that at all. You should be paid on the fuel price, not a percentage of it. You should get all of it. No debt, no more debt. Yeah, look, debt is not great, but most people honestly can't save up enough to buy a semi. And a semi debt is different than a credit card debt, I think, even though Dave Ramsey's probably watching and going to be mad at me. It's a piece of equipment that you're purchasing to make money for yourself. It's not a TV or, the next PlayStation where it's just costing you money. It's a tool for your job that you're going to be doing. And so you're financing that tool over time. You get to take a tax deduction, which is no reason to buy it, as Dave Ramsey would say. But you do get to deduct part of it. And it's still a tool. So you got to figure out, if I spend $1,000 a month for this tool and it makes me $2,000 a month, is that a good deal? Yeah. Then it's a good deal. Is it a risk? Yeah. If it breaks down, you don't make any money. But without risk, there isn't reward. If you don't risk it, you're a company driver like me. I won't make that money because I'm a company driver. But when my truck breaks down, they just give me a different truck. Or pay me until it's fixed. They towed me a truck once on the highway. That won't happen if you have your own truck. But I don't make as much money as people that own a truck. You're at a small family-oriented company that has 200 trucks, and if they get in a bind, the owner gets in the truck. That's more like it. That most companies can't do that because their owner doesn't know how to drive. All you have is a phone bill should you buy a truck. If you have experience and you want to buy a truck, I don't like leasing from a company, so I think the only way to buy a truck is to buy it at a dealer. Then it's yours. And even if you put that truck on somewhere, and what if you don't like it there? You can then take that truck and leave. If you lease that truck from them, you got a problem. So you own the equipment. It's yours. It's yours. If you've looked into it and think you can do it, you've run your truck like an owner-operator truck for a while. That it takes a lot to can't just hop in the truck, certainly. It's business debt. It is business debt, right. What do I think about the variable rate lease? Is that where if you don't drive, you don't pay? I've seen a couple of those. And some of them are daily, like Hurricane or one of them those did a daily lease, which wasn't terrible. It costs 90 cents to operate the truck. Yeah. Depending on your truck, yeah, right. And so what if you're getting 98 cents on the lease? A pure flatbedder, good deal? No. Or no. How much down payment? I don't know. It's probably based on your credit and stuff, right? I call the dealer. I mean, believe me, the dealer would be happy to talk to you about it, for sure, with no obligation. So I don't know what you'd need down. It maybe nothing. I don't know. Yeah, 90 cents a mile, right. So I'm saying if you got 98 cents a mile and we're leasing the truck, is that a great deal? I would buy a used one to start with. But that's just me, right? I buy used cars too, same way. But not old ones, right? Get them with a warranty. I get to do the same thing with the cars. I get cars 1 to 3 years old that are still under warranty with a certified warranty. They're way less money than a new one. Still have tons of life left in them. I'd probably buy a semi the same way. Your company put a truck on a lowboy and hauled it 500 miles to you to pick up my truck. That's nice. Right, they yanked one over to me one time too. It was only like 6 miles from, but they brought me a truck. That is awesome. They're like, we'll bring you a truck. Have I heard of Zello? Yeah, it's some kind of cell phone walkie-talkie thing, app. I've heard of it. I've never, that's about it though. I advise to find a short-term lease, one that's been walked away from and has a year less to finish and already has a maintenance account. Oh, so if you walk away, you don't keep your maintenance account money? Why not? That's your money. That's no good. If you have a short term like one of these things and you walk away from it, they keep all your maintenance escrow money? Oh, well, that's a bunch of crap. That's your money. More reasons that it's horrible. On the website, if you don't run, you don't pay the lease. Yeah, I've seen a couple places like that. So you can take time off. You're not paying the truck off, but you don't have this, you don't come back in the hole. That's better anyway, but it may take you longer to pay off the truck. But at least when it's sitting, you're not still eating up a payment. If you can actually take a vacation, you not have to work 4 years straight. Yeah, I've seen, you can use it a way to chat. Don't people have some of these out there or whatever? Yeah. Sad part is hauling trucks 1,000-mile round trip, probably still cheaper than a wrecker coming to get me. Maybe, right. And even so, that kind of treatment, that's how you keep a driver. We will bring you a truck. Just hang on. That's the way to not, oh, well, sit there and we don't pay you anything. That's no good. This kind of thing is how a place keeps a person to stay there. Depending on what you're left with your debt, it's the legal right. I think that's your money. They can hold your escrow for 45 days. It's still your money. Is that maintenance? Why wouldn't that come back to you? It shouldn't go to the next driver. Unless they say in there that, I guess in the lease it could say if you leave early, you forfeit it. I wouldn't put anything in it then. I'd put it off, take it out myself. Don't lease from the mega carriers. Yeah, look, don't lease a truck from a company. That's my take on it. You need to be in control of that truck. I'd really like to see you buy a truck. Some places are leasing trucks. Some of the dealers are doing that as well. You can like lease it directly from the dealer. But at least you have control of that truck. It's yours. So maybe the company, you just don't end up not liking it. You never know when you look into a company if you're going to really like them. So if, a while later you don't like it, you then take your truck and leave. If that's their truck, you got to sit there. That's their truck. You got to stay. So that's why I don't like that kind of thing. Especially from a mega carrier. I mean, I'm seeing these places paying $1 a mile. I mean, holy mackerel, you can't make any money doing that. I don't care what they say. Prime may be a little better only because it's percentage. So you're going to get more than the $1 a mile, but still, then your truck payment is huge. It's just for $1,200 a week, $5,000 a month, I can go get a pretty nice truck. The more miles you run, the higher the payment goes. And the other way, the less miles, the less payment. Yeah. So if you do end up running more, you would pay it off sooner, right? So if you get some miles, you can pay the truck off. But the deal is that something happens, you need to take time off, a week off. You don't come back $1,000 in the hole because you don't have a payment while you're sitting there on some kind of time off. That's probably better than a fixed payment because you get to determine how much you're going to pay off. You go, I got to have this time off. You don't have to think, oh man, it's going to take me 3 weeks before I get a check. Prime is all automatics. And look, I'm opposed to it, but there's so many that are doing it and it's going to be automatics. I don't know if it's 100% bad. It'll limit you to large companies probably because smaller places are going to have sticks. So, but in years, those are going to go by the wayside. There's less and less companies that require it. We have a mix here, but all the new trucks are coming in automatics. So eventually we'll all be transferred over as well. So I don't know. I haven't seen a 13-speed here in years. You've seen some at least $145 a week and 20 cents a mile. So 3,000 miles, it's 7. That's still only $7.45 on 3,000 miles. That's still less than prime. So on 2,500 miles is $6.45. That's still a lot. My problem with it still is that you are, unless that said it, that couldn't be at a dealer, right? So that as long as that's on dispatched miles too and not hub miles. To the place run reefers. I liked reefers on the road. They gave me longer loads. You should get, a shift extension. So you shift up here. I've seen those guys with the shifter way up here. Oh yeah, that seems pretty comfortable. That seems super comfortable. Edgar's seeing all automatics. Right, that's all we're getting in. That's what I drive. And although Friday, I had a different run and I had a different truck. It was already hooked up. I'm like, I'll take that truck. I had to figure out how to drive at 10-speed. So that was a lot of fun. Riverside Transport, right? All right, so that's the least. If you're going to take time off, at least you got the payment made. $187 a day. Why a weird amount? That's still better than most still. Some places don't pay anything for it. Why are they paying you $187? But still, that's money in your pocket. They should feed you as well. I don't like the crack hound, of course. I think they're pointless to waste of money. But you want to shift on the ceiling, go for it. Yeah, big, huge mic. Look, it doesn't seem comfortable. If you're going through town, up here, right, it doesn't seem like a great idea, right? You don't want to go through town all day, shifting, shift. Oh my God, that'd get pretty annoying. And it's going to be a longer throw, right, because of science. So to shift it, you're going to have to go way up here and then way back. That's crazy. It just doesn't seem like a good idea. Maybe you could take it off in town and put it on for when you're sitting at the truck stop, so it looks cool. Your company has 110 speed. It's the local truck. Oh, great. So the only local truck is the non-automatic truck. Great. That's the stick of all the trucks that should be automatics. Because they've come a long way, baby, just like Virginia Slims. They're much better than they used to be. They creep in the dock, so you don't slam into the docks. They shift much better. Volvos shift better than these Eaton shifters, but they're still all okay. But I don't, this tall shifter, I don't know. What if you had like an 18 speed with a tall shifter, or even 13? Where's the button? Way up here? Is the button way up at the top for the 13 speeds? Oh my God. It would have to be, because if your hand's up here, the button's up here. Crazy. I've seen people with them, okay? It's usually somebody in a Peterbilt, 389 or something, so that the thing is up there. It's almost hitting the ceiling. It wouldn't be for me. You drive 13 speeds, good. That's what the road should be, 13 speeds. These automatics are 12s, but the manuals should be 13s. Everybody should learn how to drive them. The one we had for a while, some people wouldn't take because they couldn't drive it. They're like, I don't know how to drive it. I'm like, I'll show you. Oh, no, that's way too many speeds for me. So then they just couldn't get in it. Is 6 weeks too long for driver training? Does Werner go 6 weeks? It should be individual. There shouldn't be a set time on it. Some people don't need 6 weeks. Some people might need 7 weeks. It depends. There shouldn't be a set time. I didn't realize Werner went that long on it. And what do they pay you during that 6 weeks training? Do you get at least $700 a week as a student? Because I think that's what you should get. You should get at least $700 a week and not be used as a second driver for the trainer. Because when it starts to get too long, that's what I worry about. Is they're just making a team up by putting another person in there. I got a strap, message me and I'll file you in on bang a truck. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Send it over, right? Send anybody, whatever, right? Job hunt is 6 weeks. My company's 6 weeks unless you have experience. Look, if they're not using you for a second driver, they're actually training you. That's one thing. If they're not training you, you're just being, if you can drive the truck when the other guy sleeps, you're done with training. How about that? My opinion on May, down, and Martin, better. But Martin, they've run ads here in Indianapolis. They have a terminal here. They run a lot of intermodal, which concerns me on reefer that you're not going to get a lot of miles going back and forth to the railroads. May, no. Just no. Let's just say one thing about May, 61 miles an hour. Okay, so no. You feel like Johnny 5. Wow, that's a nice blast from the past. How do I feel about the guy at the yard in Nashville? Didn't set his brakes. Oh, he got killed. Right. That's right. I did see something about that. And I think it's terrible. I think it's an accident and it's horrible. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. We all make mistakes. Sometimes you forget, you're tired, for whatever reason you make a mistake, and his mistake cost him his life. That's why I can't stress safety enough, but there's always mistakes people make. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. Me too. And that one cost him his life. And it's sad. You did 6 weeks of training with Central Refrigerated. They paid you $350. Oh! Well, that was in 2012. I bet it's come up. They're owned by Swift, right? So that's like the refrigerated division of Swift. How was the training? Did you at least get good training? Bring back the 9-speed. Nice. Lafayette, Indianapolis need more truck stops? Yeah, we got Prostitute Corner down there in Indianapolis. We got this tiny mobile, whatever the heck it is, out on the interstate here in Lafayette. That's it here. Although they talked about building one further north at the 178, where that old Days Inn, Holiday Inn used to be. They're talking about putting one there, but that's years away. That old motel, 178 mile marker, where the police station is, right? There's that old hotel. They're talking about turning that into a truck stop. 178 on I-65 in Indiana, I should say, but that'll be quite a while. And here in Lafayette, they were going to put showers in, which is somewhat ironic you mentioned that. and make that a regular truck stop, and nope, zoning, they don't allow it. So you won't get showers here. You'll have to go to Indianapolis for your nearest shower, or Lebanon. They have truck stops in Lebanon. You got your CDL C1 in 2006. Oh, nice. You should go back there and tell them that you're still driving. They'd love to see you. 12 years of driving. Pull your truck back in there. They should have a way to bring you out, and you could talk to the recruits in there and talk to them about trucking and everything. You know, show them that, you know, you can stay in truck driving. I think that'd be a great thing to do. My school closed a long time ago. I can't go back in there, so you should go back over there or send them a letter. You could, an actual written letter, you know, write them a letter and say, this is what I do now, and, you know, this is something that they can put out for their students. Help the next people coming up. There was a professional guy that trained you at Central Refrigerated, but sometimes he would scream at me or won't stop so you can use the restroom. Nice. So this guy is not really into training, although I guess it's probably, you get frustrating part of the time, but, you know, there's no reason to yell at you, okay? It takes a certain kind of person to do that. Two people in the truck, he's trying to teach you something. That's ridiculous, of course. They ought to have a phone number. All these companies that train should have a dedicated 800 number for you to call 24 hours a day and say, I want to get out of this truck, and that should be the end of it. Period. No questions asked first time. No questions asked. Can I look at per diem pay against, we lost your $63 a day because of Trump. You get 55, but 14 is per diem. That's not bad. A lot of places they split it less than that. So 41 and 14 is pretty good. And you lost it because they doubled the exemption. The standard deduction got doubled. So they said that's going to make up for it. And that's why they cut the per diem for company drivers. There is a double amount on the exemption. And I'm not a tax expert, for sure, on that kind of thing. Any celebration when I reach 10,000 subscribers? Yes. There'll be a live show, as usual, but there'll be giveaways. We'll have clowns, maybe. But there will be some Amazon card giveaways. That's what I'm thinking about for that. Yes. So that's going to be exciting. And that's coming up soon. We're about 8,200, right around there last time I checked. And that is all because of you people, and I can't thank you enough. I do appreciate it, believe me. Without everybody out there, I can't, I'd just be talking to me. Okay, yes. Oh, you live a little south of me in Greensburg. Yeah, there's a Heartland down there. Venture Logistics is up here and goes down there all the time. So there. Okay, so giveaway dash cam. Yeah, I'll see if I can somebody give me a dash cam. Oh, 8,300, nice. Oh, okay, well, that's great. I haven't looked in a while. I don't check it all the time or whatever. That's the last time I looked. So yeah, there'll be that giveaway for that, yes. So that should be fun. And so I'm going to wrap it up. I guess it's about 3 o'clock here. See what's going on. Otherwise, I'm going to go. I got to go to work, of course, today. We got to get those wheels rolling, as they say. And I'll write to somebody, see if I can get a dash cam. I'll see what I can do I'll see what I can do about it. I don't know how to do it, but I'll see what I can work on. So you're quite welcome, Brian. I appreciate it. Oh, United rolled cars from Honda. My brother-in-law builds cars in Honda in Ohio. So he builds Accords. He does paints them out there. So that's pretty good. You two be safe. Everybody be safe out there. You know, don't get crushed between trucks. Take a minute, right, to really think about what you're doing. And if you're too tired, please park, because it can cost you your life. I don't know if that's what happened to him. You know, that driver, I don't know why that happened. But please, don't risk your safety for your life. A few bucks is never worth it. Never worth it. A rookie can make 42 cents. Yeah, absolutely, buddy. You can make 52 cents. Money's not everything. Treatment is better than money. Thank you, Mark, for coming in. Yeah, the wheels have to keep rolling. Got to make the company some money, right? Stuck at shipper waiting to get loaded. Yikes. You better be getting paid for that. Thanks, Brian. I am going to keep up the content. Hopefully it's good. That's up for you all to determine. Thanks, Big Huge Mike. And everybody can check out the website, truckinganswersnation.com. Be sure to write to me, mark@truckinganswersnation.com. And I answer all emails. I try to get all the comments as well. SMX out of Iowa. Paul, okay, right. Yeah, you can get 42, you can get, but don't only focus on money. Money isn't everything. If you had a lot of day and they treat you like garbage, the money isn't worth it. Like 50 cents a K&B, and they micromanage you. Not worth it. Yes, thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. First show of the new month. Yeah, this starts October out, right? And we'll do a show every Monday live at 1 p.m. for those people that have just come in. And sometimes on Friday or another day I pop in, but that's not a scheduled thing. This is the scheduled show. And so there we go. So 3 p.m. I'm going to head out of here and hit the road. And I will see everybody else on the road. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. I do appreciate it. And the Super Chats especially I appreciate. So thanks. Questions coming in. And watch Wednesday. You'll be surprised at what it is. So and it's going to be something that I never even conceived could have been happening in trucking. But it is happening. So we'll see you back on YouTube. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to hit the road. See you on the road.